Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be pregnant with an alien? Get ready for a spine-chilling, thought-provoking journey into the terrifying reality of a xenomorph pregnancy. It started with a tremor in the ground. The dry savanna was calm, its golden grasses shimmering under the African sun, and the pride of lions lounged beneath the shade of an acacia tree. But far off, something had descended the night before. It had screamed through the sky, an alien pod, cloaked in shadows and fire. Landing miles from the herd of zebra, it scared into a frenzied stampede. None of the animals knew what it was. The lions didn't care. One lion, in particular, was different from the rest. His name was Mfam, the undisputed king of the region. Towering, muscled, scarred from years of territorial wars, and feared by all creatures, he moved like a god among beasts. That morning, driven by curiosity and hunger, Mfam separated from his pride and followed the scent trail that led toward the crater. It was a smell he had never encountered before. Metallic, smoky, alive. There was something wrong in the air, something unnatural. He found the object half buried in the earth. Black, biomechanical, oozing with organic slime, the pod split open like a blooming flower as he approached. The hiss that escaped from within was almost reptilian. Mfam stepped closer, baring his teeth, ready to bite or roar. But it was too late. From the shadows, a facehugger leapt. The creature latched onto Mfam's face with terrifying precision, its tail coiling around his thick neck like a living noose. Mfam roared in fury and thrashed violently, but the alien's grip was iron. His claws tore at his own face in panic. Then the darkness came, crashing down upon his mind like thunder. For hours he lay motionless. The facehugger pumped its seed into his throat with mechanical efficiency. When it had completed its task, it uncoiled and died beside him, shriveled and limp. Mfam awoke with a snort, dazed, unaware of the horror growing inside his chest. He staggered back to his pride. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. The lion ate, hunted, mated. But within days, something inside him began to shift. He grew restless, snappish. He roared more often, chased away cubs, paced in circles. His stomach bloated unnaturally, as if he had swallowed something that refused to digest. He could feel it even if he couldn't understand it. The other lions sensed it too. His mate, Shaba, avoided him. The younger males watched from a distance. The balance of the pride teetered. Then the seizures started. Mfam would collapse suddenly, his powerful body writhing, jaws frothing with pain. His breathing became erratic. His ribcage would ripple as if something inside clawed at the walls of his flesh, fighting to escape. He stopped hunting, stopped eating. His once radiant mane grew matted, and his growls changed guttural, filled with a rasping sound not of this world. It was the 9th day when the agony peaked. The morning sun had barely crested the horizon when Mfam stumbled to the edge of the waterhole. His sides heaved. His eyes rolled white. His pride watched in stunned silence. Then, with a gurgling scream, he collapsed. His chest began to bulge. His ribs cracked outward. Blood sprayed across the dry earth. And from the mangled wreckage of his body emerged a nightmare. It was unlike any creature the world had ever seen. A xenomorph but altered. Taller, sleeker, with thick, black plating that shimmered like obsidian. Its limbs were longer than a lion's, ending in claws that curled like scimitars. Its tail snapped like a whip, segmented and barbed, and its head, elongated, eyeless, crowned with ridges like a bone crest, resembled a grotesque parody of a lion's skull. The pride burster had been born. The lion's pride scattered into the savannah, terrified. The newborn alien stretched, hissed, and vanished into the underbrush with a speed and grace that mimicked its host. It was already learning, already hunting. For weeks it remained hidden, feeding on warthogs, hyenas, antelope, always targeting predators, always silent. It didn't need a hive. It didn't need a queen. It was alone, and it was perfect. Its body had inherited the lion's power, its speed, its hunting instincts. But its mind was alien. Biologists at a nearby research station first noticed the decline in apex predator sightings. Collars stopped transmitting. Drone footage revealed carcasses, slaughtered and torn apart in unnatural ways. Something was stalking the savanna, something the lions feared and even the crocodiles avoided. Then, one fateful morning, the humans found the body. The corpse of a young lion, torn open, chest hollow. No scavenger had dared touch it. Flies buzzed around it in lazy spirals. The smell was unbearable. Dr. Marissa Kwan, a xenobiology specialist stationed in Africa under a UN wildlife program, was brought in. What she discovered changed everything. The lion's ribcage had not been torn apart by an external force. It had been split from the inside. The trauma was too symmetrical, too controlled, and something about the tissue damage, she had seen it before. Years ago, on LV-426, she didn't say a word. Not at first. She ordered all tracking collars to be reviewed, all satellite heat maps to be analyzed, and she searched for anomalies, movement patterns inconsistent with native wildlife. It didn't take long to find it. In the shadow of the Ngorongoro crater, something had established a territory, a ghostly blur on infrared, moving between trees and cliffs, killing only when necessary, but always killing efficiently. Her heart dropped when she saw the footage. An animal stalking a pride of lions, one by one, systematically eliminating the strongest males. A predator hunting predators. She called it the Xenomorph. The military refused to believe her. The committee laughed. But she knew. The moment she found the egg sac buried near the crater, still pulsing, leaking translucent fluid, she knew Earth had been infected. The next day, the Xenomorph attacked the research station. It tore through concrete and steel with ease, faster than any xenomorph she had studied. It moved like a lion, but thought like a perfect weapon. The screams echoed across the plains for hours. Only Marissa escaped, barely, dragging her wounded leg and her recorder through the underbrush. She reached the UN compound 3 days later. She gave them everything: samples, footage, coordinates. And then she said one word: nuke it. But it was too late. Elsewhere in the savannah, more animals had been infected. Elephants, leopards, even vultures. The pods had been scattered, likely during descent. The xenomorphs were evolving faster than anyone had predicted. Each one unique, each one a hybrid, but none were as terrifying as the Xenomorph. It remained the apex. It ruled not with numbers but with fear. It did not build a hive. It did not protect a queen. It hunted for pleasure. It stalked human villages, played with its prey, mimicked lion roars to lure others. The xenomorph born of Mpham had become more than a monster. It had become myth. Some called it the Black King. Others said it was a curse from the gods. But Marissa knew the truth. It was the price of curiosity, of letting the stars infect the soil, of allowing something born in darkness to touch the light. Somewhere, in the heart of the African wild, the Xenomorph stands on a rock, its sleek frame silhouetted against the burning sun. Its tail twitches. The second jaw drips with saliva. And in its chest, beneath that armor of alien flesh, the last heartbeat of Mpham still echoes. A memory burned into muscle and bone. A king reborn in nightmare. The lion's tale was not one of courage or redemption. It was a warning, of what happens when a perfect predator becomes the perfect host.